Hey, what's up? Okay, just wanted to hit on the 50 Cent where you say he'll take Tekashi 6ix9ine over Marquise as his son. I don't believe that, not one bit. I'm not trying to you know rustle no feathers and get in between anybody's like personal bit because I really don't know. I know to the surface like the rest of the media and stuff like that, but I don't know why it's getting like this deep. You know what I'm saying? But to let 50 Cent know, I don't want no beef, not at all. You know what I'm saying? I know you can find me and do my little po ass up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want no beef. So I don't make videos that like hurt nobody or nothing like that, or hurt no feelings or nothing like that. I just be making the videos. To give my point of view about situations and stuff like that, to put my 2 cents in on it, if it could help out in any kind of way, hopefully it can. If this video gets around to 50 Cent Marquise, um, this it's like real bad blood. Like I couldn't have this with my child. I don't have no sons. I have a daughter, and granddaughter, but I don't think I could ever let it get to this point. You know what I'm saying? We might not be able to, me and my daughter, to live together and stuff like that, but I'm not going to like totally abandon her. So I hope that this is what we're just seeing on the surface and not really, what's really happening behind the scenes. Hopefully behind the scenes, 50 Cent, you taking care of Marquise as well as your other little cute little son, you know what I'm saying? But Marquise is like, it's like you spit him out. He's just spitting image and stuff like that. So I would say, as far as what I know about the situation is that you had problems with Marquise's mother, and he's taking his mother's side, which that was a good thing because he's a grown-up little boy, and he'll grow into a man, and she'll have his shoulder to lean on as at least a man close to her. So you got to understand that part, that the boy took on a man's role in the house. You know what I'm saying? From early on, I'm gonna go over here and stick with my mother. He could have said I'll stick with my father, then he would have left his mother all alone with her little boyfriends that she got coming through there, whatever the situation is. You know what I'm saying? You ranted about child support. But that's no biggie now. You've made it. You direct the movies and stuff like that, and the child support is over. So he's his own man. So he's his own man, but he's a young man, for one. And for 50 Cent, for you, you are the older, wiser man. Older, wiser, more experienced. You know what you're talking about to the depths of it. And Marquise is like on the surface out here, you know, testing the waters and stuff like that. Like my daughter does the same thing and stuff like that. I have beef with somebody and stuff like that, and I tell her to watch out, be careful of this person, be careful of that person, and she just seemed like every time she just step in the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then make me look like shit. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that part. But you have to pull him back in, like when he was a child and we seen you in pictures with him at the mansion or whatever the situation is, and him tucked underneath your arm and pictures together and stuff like that. Bring him back in close and stuff like that, because I think he's a cool kid. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a cool kid, and I think he really do want his father. You know what I'm saying? But he fighting back like he tough. But I seen him at one video where he was at like 50 Cent show, and when I seen that, I was like, oh, he had 50 Cent show. He had his father's show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I guess he would have just hoped that his father would acknowledge him and bring him up on stage or do something like that and squash the beef or whatever. Because it's a disadvantage, it's an unfair advantage for 50 Cent. Like, Marquise is no match to you. He's not gonna win this fight. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna win this fight. You know, so he's really like no match to you. So it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that type of beef where like enemy beef and challenge, man to man challenge, because it's your son and you should be teaching him and stuff like that. As soon as you seen him make that first wrong move, I'm beefing with this nigga and you over here standing with this nigga. Don't you know them niggas could kidnap you and kill you because you my son? That's the first thing I think about when I see Marquise with people that are beefing with 50 Cent, that's his enemies or he had issues with. I just be thinking, he's in the hands of niggas that if they really wanted to hurt 50 Cent, all they had to do was take Marquise and kidnap him and kill him or torture him or do some shit like that. So we don't want to see shit like that happen. So I would say, pull your son in before, something real bad happened to him. And if anything bad happened to Marquise, I think this would be like the start of your downfall, the start of a 50 Cent downfall if anything happened to his son out there in the street. So I would say, get him, pull him back in and teach him, start, talking to him and letting him know, what's really up, like laying down, the man that you are, so that he could be aware and he could, be careful in these streets. You see how fast they kill Pop Smoke, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if 50 Cent had any real enemies, that's why I say the enemies that he have must not really be, that upset with him, or they must have put things behind or whatever the situation is, because if they could get a hold to your child, if they could get a hold to your son, it possibly something could happen to him, you know what I'm saying? And he hanging around the enemies. So I would say don't outcast him, don't blackball him, because even though he seemed like he's playing all of that stuff off, in front of the media's eye and stuff like that, I think inside, deep down inside, when the cameras is off and stuff like that, I think Marquise be hurting, you know what I'm saying? And that's really not fair if the only reason why if the reason is because he stuck by his mother, you know what I'm saying, then you had to pay child support and stuff like that, and he stuck by his mother or whatever to say, yeah, I see my father over there making money, but I'm not gonna see my mother, this woman, stand by herself, you know what I'm saying? And then as 50 Cent started griping with the two of them, it was like Marquise just started doing things like with the Floyd Mayweather. That was cool. I think that was okay because Floyd Mayweather ain't gonna harm no Marquise. He'll take him in as a son and probably look out for him or whatever the situation is. But those other guys, that was the street boys and stuff like that, and the other guy's son, that's in jail, that his son and all of that stuff like that, you're hanging out with them and all of that stuff like that, taking pictures. Well, I guess you cross paths with him in the club or whatever the situation is, stop and took a picture with him or whatever the situation is. But, maybe it wasn't no real hangout thing, but you got to be careful out here with these niggas in these streets. You really do, Marquise. Be careful out here with these niggas in these streets. Mainly if they have a beef with your father. Even though you and your father, have a falling out, it will still hurt your father's heart if something happened to you. You know what I'm saying? That would be like, well, we got next to 50 Cent. We did something to his son. So I don't really want to stress that part, too much, but I am stressing it because that's the reality of the whole situation. I come from the hood and everything like that. I know what be going on out here. I know what happened with me and all kind of stuff like that. So, raising my daughter, I had to, try to shelter her and try to talk to her as much as I could. But everything that you say to your kids, they do the opposite. It's like they do the opposite, Oh no, I don't want to be cooped up. I don't want to be watching my back like I'm scared. I want to go out like I'm, young and free. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know. So don't outcast a blackball or Marquise. Don't leave them out there. Pull them in as you are growing and directing movies and TV shows. It's because I don't want to see nothing happen to him. These is my little notes that I took. Okay, so it's true he's wrong for hanging around everyone you have a problem with. So that's true. There's my little notes, my homework, and I did my paperwork, okay? But I'm not naming names and getting all into details. I'm not getting paid to make this video, and I'm not even monetized yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going into details. I'm just talking on the surface. I don't know if I ever, get to that point where I go into details because that's a little bit of talking the street talk, and niggas might not really be happy with that, you know what I'm saying? So getting into too much detail might be a little bit too much for a female to handle, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to talk on the surface as female talk or mother talk or something like that, because all these guys be talking and saying stuff, and they be saying it wild, and they be saying it crazy and stuff like that. But I just want to put a little bit more softer touch on it, So I want to say to 50 Cent, you are the older, more experienced, and wiser man. Yes, Marquise is a man now, and he could be responsible for all his actions and stuff like that, and treated as an adult and stuff like that. That's your blood, that's your son. And, I just think, I think that Marquise would be a good actor. Being that 50 Cent is the director, I think that he would be a good actor in like the For Life movie, the series. I think he could play one of those like prisoners or something like that, like a bad boy that got in trouble, ended up in jail or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he could play that part, even though that really is not his life. You know what I'm saying? I know he, play basketball. I see him, playing ball in school or something like that. But I don't know how far he going with that. But I really think I've seen some clips of For Life, and I think that Marquise, he could fit in there. I think he would be a good character in there, like for like a young boy coming in or something like that, into the jail or something like that. And because it seemed like I haven't seen the show or anything like that, but I think that Marquise would play a good part. I would like to see. I think a lot of people would be shocked if 50 Cent took his son in and put him in to play a part in the movies or something like that. So I don't believe that 50 Cent will take 6ix9ine over Marquise. Yes, I do believe that 50 Cent will do a 6ix9ine, do the movie on 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was like a call to 6ix9ine and say, yeah, I'll take you, and I'll deal with you, but it most likely be business wise, and that'll be all contract signed, and that'll be very formal, because 6ix9ine is his own character. He's his own celebrity. He's his own famous star. So it won't be no situation where he just taking him as a son. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be that type of shit. It ain't gonna be like no pat on the back or no verbal agreement. Anything that he does with 6ix9ine would definitely be business. Because even though he snitched and everything on, the Brooklyn Bloods or something like that, you know what I'm saying? He still got fame. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people believe that those guys was foul. You know what I'm saying? That little blood gang thing was foul, and you could hear with on the tap recording with Jim Jones saying that they was gonna violate him and stuff like that. All that shit that came out and stuff like that. Then the kidnapping, they could have killed him right there and stuff like that. Then the robbery and coming to his door, where his girl is at and kid is at and all that stuff like that, and taking all his jewelry and stuff like that. So, and, um, what y'all think this is in these streets? You know what I'm saying? Y'all think it's real love between friends? It ain't between gang affiliates. You think it's like true love like that when it come down to looking at double digits? No, it ain't that much love. And if a nigga snitch and stuff like that, like they, among the black people, it's like, yeah, cause we don't snitch and no snitching and stuff like that. But ain't nobody coming out to hang around them same niggas, no way. Like, if we all get busted, if I'm in a gang and we all get busted, you know what I'm saying, and we all get our time, say nobody snitch. When we come back out, we're not coming back out 20 years later to be dealing with no gang street shit. We all done learned our lesson, and we getting to our family and our kids by that time, and our grandkids by that time. We're not, you know what I'm saying? I know I wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's why Alpo probably did what he did, because he probably said 20 years later, niggas will be dead, niggas will be in jail, and the streets are clear. Niggas, I put fear in the street anyway, and niggas ain't trying to see me no way. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting out of here early. Niggas is making contract deals like they make with the record industry. They make it with 6ix9ine just made it with the prison the prison, the institution system. He just made a contract deal with them. Yeah, I'll tell everything that I know. These niggas was out to hurt me and kill me, and and for lesser time. You know what I'm saying? So he did. The COVID-19 came and he's out. I thought that the judge should have let him out when at his sentencing, because he did a lot of talking amongst, about a lot of people, got a lot of, guys locked up and stuff like that, and that shit ain't no joke. So if it was me, I would have been like, looking at the judge like, you really sending me back in here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be releasing me right now. Well, good thing that his attorney, his attorney stayed professional with it, and kept trying, and then COVID-19 came around and gave them a good excuse, okay? So I think you would do the movie. That'll be very interesting, and, 6ix9ine will bring money to your pockets, 50 Cent, yes. But will he replace your son? No, I don't believe that. It's like you spit Marquise out, he looked just like you know what I'm saying? So, no. Tekashi 6ix9ine, the little Mexican guy with the colorful rainbow hair, no. He can't replace your son. Mm-hmm. So, even though saying all this and all that, it ain't really none of my business what anybody do. You do what y'all want to do. But I believe in this disaster, and I studied disasters. I have certificate in education and classes that I took with FEMA.gov years ago about disasters. And this came down, this COVID-19 disaster came down, and this is a time to grab your kids, because we don't know if we're going to be here today or tomorrow. Okay, 50 Cent, grab your kids, Not just the little cute little one. You know, the older handsome one. You know, grab him too. You know, because we don't know if we're going to be here today or tomorrow. Alright, so I don't want to make this video no longer. Like and subscribe. Subscribe. Thank you.